Thousands of years ago, the Greek hero Odysseus faced a fatal problem. He had to sail his ship past the Sirens, mythological creatures whose songs were so intoxicating that sailors would willingly steer their ships into the rocks just to get closer, destroying themselves in the process. Odysseus wanted to hear the song, but he knew a dark truth about human nature. In the moment of ultimate temptation, his willpower would fail him. He would beg to steer the ship into the rocks. So he didn't rely on discipline. He relied on architecture. He ordered his men to plug their own ears with thick beeswax, deafening them to the temptation. Then he had them bind him tightly to the mast of the ship with heavy rope, under strict orders not to untie him, no matter how violently he commanded them to. He didn't try to outsmart his human nature. He built a physical system where failure was impossible. Today, you are sailing past financial sirens every single day. One-click shopping, zero-down financing, targeted algorithms designed in billion-dollar laboratories to hack your dopamine receptors. If your wealth-building strategy relies on discipline to resist them, you have already guaranteed your own failure. Willpower is the most expensive, least efficient asset in your financial portfolio. The 1% don't have better habits. They don't possess a magical reserve of self-control. They have a fundamentally broken relationship with the concept of trying. They don't use discipline, they use architectural design. Today, we are putting your daily routine under the microscope and rebuilding it so you never have to try again. Let's put willpower under the microscope. In 1998, psychologist Roy Baumeister conducted one of the most famous behavioral experiments in history. He put hungry subjects in a room with warm chocolate chip cookies and cold radishes. Half the group was told they could eat the cookies. The other half was ordered to use their willpower to resist the cookies and force themselves to eat the radishes instead. Afterward, both groups were given an impossible geometry puzzle to solve. The group that ate the cookies worked on the puzzle for 19 minutes before giving up. But the group that had to use their willpower to resist the cookies, they gave up after just 8 minutes. In his book Willpower, Baumeister coined the term ego depletion. Willpower is not a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. It is a battery that drains with every single choice you make. To see how terrifying this is in the real world, look at a 2011 study of Israeli judges. Researchers found that judges granted parole to prisoners at a rate of 65% in the morning. But right before lunch, when the judges were tired and hungry, the parole rate dropped to nearly 0%. The judges were suffering from decision fatigue. Their brains took the path of least resistance, leaving the prisoner in jail. Every decision you make, what to wear, what to eat, whether to buy that coffee, what email to answer, drains your cognitive fuel. In the financial laboratory, we call this the decision tax. By 8:00 p.m., when you sit down to look at your budget, you are literally neurologically incapable of making high-quality financial decisions. James Clear echoes this in Atomic Habits. The most successful people aren't the ones with the most willpower. They are the ones who need to use it the least. Why do 99% of people fail to build wealth? Because they treat saving and investing as a manual, emotional decision. Every single month, they look at their bank account and have to make the active choice to pay themselves instead of buying something they want. They are relying on a drained battery. In 2017, Richard Thaler won the Nobel Prize in Economics for a concept called choice architecture. He proved that humans will almost always pick the default option. Thaler looked at corporate 401k retirement plans. When employees had to actively fill out a form to opt in to investing, only 15% did it. But when the company made investing the automatic default and employees had to fill out a form to opt out, participation skyrocketed to over 90%. The people didn't get smarter. They didn't gain more willpower. The architecture of their environment changed. In I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit Sethi outlines how the 1% build this into their personal lives using an automated money machine. They never manually transfer their savings on payday. They create a system where their investment capital never even touches their checking account. It's routed automatically to their index funds before they have the chance to feel the money. They are engineering out the possibility of a bad decision. They don't choose to save. They automate the destruction of their ability to spend. Charles Duhigg, in The Power of Habit, explains that every action we take is driven by a neurological loop: cue, routine, and reward. Most people try to change their financial reality by brute forcing the routine. They just try to spend less. But fighting the routine is fighting gravity. It fails. The 1% focus on manipulating the cue and the reward through stimulus control. If you want to stop buying things you don't need, destroy the cue. Unsubscribe from every marketing email. Delete the shopping apps from your phone. Do not let the digital sirens into your living room. But more importantly, you must change the reward. Let's say you automate a $50 transfer to your brokerage account every Friday. The wealthy have rewired their brains to get a dopamine hit from the push notification that says, "Your investment has been processed," rather than the fleeting, instant gratification of buying a depreciating asset. They don't have self-control. They have total environment control. Let's be incredibly blunt. You are not lazy. You are not fundamentally broken. Your brain is simply a machine following the laws of physics. It will always, without exception, move toward the path of least resistance. Harvard researcher Sean Ahor calls this the 20-second rule. He found that if you make a bad habit just 20 seconds harder to do, you will dramatically reduce the likelihood of doing it. Why? Because you introduce a micro barrier that forces your brain out of autopilot and into conscious thought. Corporations spend billions to reduce the friction of giving them your money. Apple Pay, one-click checkout, saved credit cards, auto-renewing subscriptions, these are all designed to remove those 20 seconds of friction. You must reverse engineer this weapon. If you want to spend less, weaponize friction. Delete your saved credit cards from your browser so you have to physically stand up, walk across the room, and find your wallet to buy something online. Move your emergency savings into a completely separate bank that takes 48 hours to transfer funds back to your checking. If you want to invest more, obliterate the friction. Make the act of investing as invisible and automatic as breathing. You are not building character. You are building a pipeline. Here's your exercise. You are going to run a friction audit on your financial life today. We are going to build your mast and tie you to it. Step 1. The goal. List your primary financial goal. Let's say it's investing 15% of your income. Step 2. The friction map. Document every manual step you currently have to take to achieve that goal. Do you have to log into your bank? Do you have to calculate what's left over at the end of the month? Do you have to emotionally convince yourself to click transfer? Step 3. The assassination. Your mission is to assassinate every single manual step. Log into your HR portal or your banking app right now and set up a recurring, automatic transfer that happens the exact day your paycheck hits. If your savings strategy requires more than 0 decisions per month, your system is failing. The elite didn't get wealthy with one massive, exhausting display of willpower. They got there with thousands of small, automated capped decisions that compound while they sleep. They know when to stop trying and start engineering. Stop relying on your brain's finite willpower battery and start relying on the cold, hard, infallible logic of automated systems. Like Odysseus, you have to realize that acknowledging your own psychological weakness is actually the ultimate form of strength. Tie yourself to the mast? Now it's your turn. What's one financial decision you're currently making manually that you commit to automating by the end of this week? Name your system in the comments. If you want to move beyond the hype and understand the actual mechanics of wealth, subscribe to the Wealth Laboratory. Every week, one new experiment. See you in the next one.